Thank you for joining us here at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Today we are pleased to bring you our Undercard press conference for Saturday night's spectacular pay-per-view event. It's going down exclusively on ESPN Plus pay-per-view from the Michelob ULTRA Arena right here at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. Saturday, November 20th, promoted by Top Rank Boxing and TGB Promotions. Tickets are sold out. We are super excited about that. So catch them on the secondary market if you can, or buy the pay-per-view on ESPN Plus Saturday night. Our undercards get started at 3 p.m. live on the ESPN app, so free on the ESPN app. Those undercards include Carlos Valderas taking on Julio Cortez and the pro debut of U.S. Olympian Tiger Johnson. I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you again for joining us. Here with Bob Arum. And Bob, before we talk to the guys on the TV portion, as I mentioned, Carlos Valderas back again for his second pro fight under the Top Rank banner, and another U.S. Olympian we signed, Tiger Johnson. Your thoughts on the early undercard guys, particularly Carlos and Tiger?
Well, Valderas was a member of the United States Olympic team coming out of Rio. And of course, unfortunately for him, he went with the wrong promotional company that didn't know what they were doing. So now he's signed with Top Rank, and we think the sky is the limit for Valderas. He's a terrific talent. And as far as Tiger Johnson is concerned, as you know, there were 5 U.S. Olympians in boxing for Tokyo, and Top Rank has signed all 5. Tiger is a tremendous prospect, and he's certainly worth watching as he starts his professional career.
And what a great place for him to start, too, on a pay-per-view card here at Mandalay Bay. You and I were just talking a minute ago. I mean, how good is it to be back here at this beautiful hotel and at Michelob ULTRA Arena, where you kind of helped with the whole redesign concept of the arena?
Well, when they built this hotel many, many years ago, the people who were building it brought me in for a consultation, and I told them, don't make it too large, make it so that every seat is a great, great seat to watch the fight, and that's what they did. And I think it's 11,700, all of which will be sold for this fight. And of course, if I had known that, whatever, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have told them to make it a little bigger.
Well, look, you guys get there early. I believe doors open just prior to the first fight, about 30 minutes before 2:30 on Saturday, to see those early undercard fights that will be on ESPN's app. Now, starting on ESPN2, we have a doubleheader that will also be streamed on ESPN Plus. That's starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time, just prior to the start of the pay-per-view. That doubleheader on ESPN2 features a rematch between Adam Lopez and Adon Ochoa, and also Isaac Dogbe taking on Christopher Diaz for the NABF featherweight title. So we're going to talk to these guys in just a minute. But Bob, when we talk about putting cards on free television on ESPN2 before the pay-per-view portion, I mean, either one of these 2 fights could steal the show come Saturday night.
Well, they probably will, and you know, and the reason we do that is we offer the public 2 great fights for free, and hope that they get so excited about boxing that they buy the pay-per-view on ESPN Plus, which follows those fights.
Yeah, so a great appetizer with these 2 before we get to the pay-per-view. And let's talk to those fighters now. Opening up that portion on ESPN2 is a rematch from earlier on both of these guys' professional career. Adon Ochoa to my left, all the way down, and Adam Lopez on my right. We'll start with you, Adon, 12-2 at 5-0. The fight against Adam Lopez earlier in your career, back when you guys were just fighting 4-rounders, but have you thought about that loss, and is that kind of something that you've been wanting to kind of get back, if you will, since then?
Yeah, it's always been on my mind. Since that first loss, it's always been on my mind, and it's something personal. It's something I want to get back, and I'm not the same fighter I was 4 years ago. I just turned 19 years old. Now I'm a grown man. I was barely amateur transitioning into the professional style, and now I feel like I'm ready for this.
When you say it's personal, is it strictly because it was a loss, or is there something that you've seen in him that makes you want it that much more?
Nah, it's not no animosity between us. It's just because of the loss. I need to get that back. It's going to stay in the back of my mind, and I got to get it back.
How do you get that done come Saturday night? What can the fans expect from you on this big platform, ESPN2?
You can expect fireworks. I'm going to push it through. I'm going to go straight at him, and I'm going to do what I got to do to win. I'm going to find a way to win. Family, friends, it's not a far drive from LA, from Southern California. You expect a lot of support in the building on Saturday? Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Everybody's going to be watching from home, from Los Angeles, Compton, all over Southern California. All right, Compton will be in the building. That is Adon Ochoa. He is taking on Adam Lopez, who also trains out of Southern California. Adam, 15-3 with 6 KOs. I mean, your thoughts, you did beat him earlier on in your career. I'm sure you've kind of moved on past that, but when it came back to you that they're getting ready to run this back, what were your initial thoughts?
I've actually had interviews before asking if I'd ever give him a rematch, and I told them, of course. I mean, if our paths crossed, I'm not going to turn down no fight. If it makes sense, let's make it happen. I mean, the kid's tough. I got to give it to him. When we first fought, he's a very tough competitor. He had no quit in him. So, you know, he got some wins on his record. He's got 12 wins, 2 losses. That's a winning record to me, and it makes sense. So why not? I'm down to fight anybody. Yeah, you've never turned down anybody, whether it be last minute or not. How much do you feel like the recent experiences, maybe starting from the Valdez fight on, have made you a better fighter today? I got pushed up to the top quick with that Valdez fight. You know, I went from a nobody to, okay, Adam Lopez is a featherweight contender. And I held my own against some of the best in the world. One right here sitting right next to me. You know, I've been at the top level, and people know, they know my name, they know I can fight. And I mean, I ain't got to say much, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I can fight, and I bring it every time. There's no quitting me. So it's going to be a tough fight for sure. I know that you're focused on Adon Ochoa and the task at hand, but you did bring up the man to your left. A lot of people do feel like you won that first fight, or it could have been a draw. Your thoughts on possibly, I know you've been quite vocal about wanting to get that rematch as well. For sure. That's definitely a rematch I feel like I deserve. I feel like, not to be disrespectful, but I feel like he should be fighting me Saturday night. You're a great fighter, but I definitely feel like he should be fighting me Saturday, and he shouldn't be fighting nobody else. But it is what it is. This is boxing. It's a business, and we got to go through it. So he wins Saturday. I want that rematch, and we're going to see it down the line. The boss is sitting right next to me. He wants the rematch against Dogbe if he wins on Saturday night. That was a close, entertaining fight the first time around.
Isaac has his hands full with somebody else on Saturday, and then we'll see.
Yep, and that man just said, yep, right here on my left. All right, Adam, we'll keep the show moving along. I'm sure you'll fight, and then you'll be possibly back sitting ringside to watch these two mix it up. Oh, definitely. I'm going to keep my eyes close on that one. I'm sure you will. It's going down on ESPN2. On to Chris Diaz and Isaac Dogbe. That fight, you talk about a fight that could steal the show. I don't think either one of these guys know how not to be in an entertaining, exciting fight. Chris, I'll start with you. We've been up here and done this many a times. 26-3 now with 16 KOs. Coming off the loss to Navarrete, what did you take away from that experience?
I mean, it was a great fight. I pushed through every round to the last one. I went down 3 times. I get up like a warrior, like I am. Navarrete said I was the strongest man that he's fought to this date. And I believe it. Every time I hit him, he feel it. But, you know, the best man win. You know, he win. My hometown, too. But, you know, it's part of boxing. I just get 2 weeks off after the fight, get back to the gym. And they offered me double, and I said, let's get it. I'm here to fight the best. I never dug nobody. If they told me They told me one time, if you go to 130 and fight Masillo Quito, sure. If you're gonna go 126 and fight Shakur Stevenson, yes. If you're gonna fight Navarrete now, yes. Send me the offer. We accept it. They sent me the offer with Dope. I'm here, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a dope fight.
Well, and that's why you continue to get opportunities like this, because when the calls come, that's what you say, yes. And every time that next level or those big fights come, albeit a great fight, you've come up a little bit short. What is it going to take for you to kind of get over that hump? Do you kind of feel like this is maybe the last opportunity to maybe make that run towards a world title?
I mean, being such a great warrior, bringing the best in the table is going to bring me a lot of opportunities. I know Dolbe is tough, but if you put on the line, I think I'm tougher than him. It's going to be a great fight on Saturday. He shows to the people that he got a lot of mistakes, and I'm going to take care of it on Saturday.
How do you do that? How do you capitalize on that?
If I told you that, you're not going to know.
Don't give away any secrets, right? You and the team have.
You know, I respect Dolbe. He's a great fighter. I worked for this whole my life to be here with the best. He's a former world champion, and you know, it's business. Like he said, we're gonna be there on Saturday, cheering the ring, and the best man's gonna win.
Bob, boxing is better for guys like Christopher Diaz that answer the call, weight division, regardless, steps up to the plate. I mean,
and
he's the type of fighter.
Before the interview started, I told about Adam. After this fight, everything come good. I want to go down to 122 and fight Colin.
Oh, okay.
I want to fight the big names. I told you, I don't fear nobody. I don't know if they protecting Colin, but I'm
he's
here to
talking
fight.
about Michael Conlon.
And Pitufo is an example of what boxing should be, that a loss is not a death sentence. So many fighters pass up a fight because they're afraid to take a loss. That's crazy. It's the best teams lose in football.
Yep.
The best teams lose in basketball, and yet persevere and can win a title. Isaac is the same way. He's lost a couple of fights to Navarrete, but it hasn't dissuaded him from continuing on. A loss is not a death sentence. Some of the greatest fighters in history have taken losses and come back and risen to new high levels.
And with that, Isaac, Bob mentioned the two losses coming to Navarrete. How have those losses made you a better fighter, and you continue to get opportunities like this, albeit at 122 or 126?
I mean, first and foremost, I thank the Lord for bringing us here. It's a beautiful day, you know, and coming back to your question, and thank you for kind words also, Adam. You know, the loss in Navarrete, I believe that it was just a matter of time for me to see things clearly, and also for me to start paving my own way. You know, it really broadened my knowledge about the sports of boxing and everything around me. It took me to places where I didn't think I was gonna go, and having to meet my new team. That's Barry Hunter and Patrice Harris. You know, it had always been like, you know what, they put it in front of you, you knock them out, so you keep on, you know, running through them. But a time came, you know, they had to, you know, my new team had to really, you know, make me understand that boxing isn't really all about knockouts. You know, you have to box. Yeah, it's a thinking man's game. You know, I used to get enter the ring with just you know, all hearts, all gas and no brakes. You know, just wanting to knock people out. But you know, now I'm starting to think a little bit more. I'm starting to enjoy the boxing a little bit more and enjoy the atmosphere and everything that comes with it. You know, so I don't see it as a loss. I see it as an experience, which you know, I took a lot from.
You have good energy. You're always smiling. We're a day before a weigh-in at 126, and you seem quite happy. So is 122 still possibly in your future? Because you seem to be comfortable now at 126, but I was hearing rumors that you might be also perhaps after this fight going back to 22.
Well, you know, like I said, now we are putting together a new team, you know, and thanks to Top Rank, Bob and Carl, and all the other people involved. Like I said, putting together a new team. My new nutritionist, perfecting athletes. You know, these are the people I'm working with right now. And listen, now I eat and drink on the day of weighing, which is crazy because I think to myself, like, you know, usually before, like, let's say a week, fight week, I'll be looking like a skeleton.
No, that's why I asked you. You're like a whole different man sitting here to my right now. So I'm like,
So now it's very different. You know, I feel very comfortable. I'm able to sleep well. I'm able to eat well, hydrate well, and you know, I feel great in this new way.
Shout out to Perfecting Athletes.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
do a fantastic job. Now you're going to need all of that because this man right here to my left, I know you're familiar with him.
I know. You know, look, Christopher Diaz is a tough guy. And please tell him to stop following me.
To stop following you?
Stop following me.
Are
man.
you
Listen.
just popping up everywhere where he is?
Listen.
Tell me.
I was in Florida, right? And you know, we had a couple weeks in Florida, and the gym I was training at, I found out that this guy too came to the same gym. I'm like, yo, if you want it, we can have it here before we go to the main ring.
Yeah,
you know?
we went to spar somebody downstairs, and I was like, Gary Hunter is gonna be here in a few minutes with Davis and Dogba. I said, you're gonna fight Dogba.
Oh, the fight had already been made at that time?
No, we don't know it.
The fight was already
I said, but he's coming? Yeah, like 15 minutes gonna be here. I said, bro, he can see me sparring, so I gotta go somewhere else. So I went to other gym and spar and then get back to Orlando.
So, lastly, I think you got the memo. I think it'll be done after Saturday, right? What's it going to take to overcome a fighter like this who's also fought at the world championship level, been a contender many times? You know, he's always brings an entertaining style. What's it going to take to get the job done and possibly get one more crack at a world title?
Well, you know, we've really sat down to analyze him carefully. We know the sort of things that he does very well. And we know he's an energetic fighter. I will lay it all out right now. I know he's going to come out, you know, throwing overheads and uppercuts and all those things. We know that. It's okay. We've studied most of his fights and seen a lot of things that he does really well. And like my coach always tells me, Isaac, take your time. You know, take your time. Just relax. Enjoy the moment. So that's what we're going to do. And at the end of the day, we're going to give the fans a great and an entertaining fight. Because that's what they're all here for. You know, Christmas around the corner. Why not? The fireworks, let it begin.
All right, well, enjoy the moment. The fans will be enjoying the moment when they tune in on ESPN2 starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Our doubleheader being brought to you on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus just prior to the pay-per-view. So we're going to pose the fighters off now, and then we will resume with the pay-per-view portion of the undercard. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you all.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Christina.
Adon. Thank you so much. Just come right up here, and Gardy will have you guys face off. could bring up our pay-per-view fighters now. Yeah, we're ready. Now we resume with our pay-per-view undercard portion. Christina Poncher and Bob Arum here. And Bob, before we get to talking to these guys, we have the WBO Global and WBC Continental America's middleweight title fight between John Abek and Hassan Endam. We have the IBF title eliminator, and then Raymond Murataya opening up the pay-per-view. So just your thoughts on this undercard we put together on our pay-per-view portion.
Well, it's a terrific undercard, and any one of the fights could be a main event. Raymond Marte is an example of what you can do when you have a network like ESPN, which gives a promoter continuity. Because Raymond was way, way, way down on the undercards when he first started. But one fight after another, Brad Goodman kept putting him in tougher and tougher fights, and he kept excelling every fight that he was in, and he's only gotten better, and he's still undefeated, and I'm very proud of how well he's done. A terrific young man, and going to be really a very well-known fighter. The Falcoa-Volny fight is for all the marbles. I mean, these guys are fighting to become the IBF mandatory in the middleweight division, and the winner will face the winner of the fight that will take place in Japan late in December between Triple G, Golovkin, and Murata from Japan. So there's a lot at stake in that fight. And also, Janabek fight with Nadam is a very important fight because the winner will be in a mandatory position in the WBO middleweight division. You know, I've watched Nadam fight a couple of times in Japan. One fight he won, one fight he lost, but he's a terrific fighter. But as far as Janabek is concerned, I remember a I guess it's a few years ago, my wife and I were invited by the boxing people in Kazakhstan to Kazakhstan, and they were escorting me through the National Museum, not a sports museum, not a boxing museum, but a national museum, and there was all pictures and bric-a-brac regarding the career of Triple G, who, as you know, is from Kazakhstan. And one of the boxing guys told me, as good as Triple G is, this kid, Janabek, with his last name, which is unpronounceable, right, is going to be better. So I took that with a grain of salt, but a number of months later, his new manager, Igis Klimas, good friend of mine, brought him to see me, and we started promoting him, and so far so good. He's looked absolutely spectacular. So I'm looking forward to all of these 3 fights on the undercard to the showdown between Porter and Crawford.
Now, Raymond, I'll start with you. You're opening up the pay-per-view. When you hear Bob Arum, the Hall of Famer, has been around the game for really, really long time, before you and I were born, you hear him say these comments about you. How does that make you feel?
It means a lot, for me, for him to recognize that. It's really a good feeling. But I feel like I've been putting in the work, so I think that's really showing, and he's seeing that, so it feels good.
We thought we were going to see you on that Valdez undercard where you originally scheduled, but you tested positive for COVID. How has your recovery been from that? We've had some guys after fight say it was a little bit more difficult than they thought. How has your preparation been since the last couple of months dealing with that?
Yeah, it was definitely more difficult than I thought. I came back, I went for like a jog, and you definitely feel like your breathing is a little different. But, I just kept training, just kept running, and, it comes back. So my training has been good.
Speaking of your training, you're with one of the best, and that's Robert Garcia and the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. Iron sharpens iron in that gym in every corner where you look. How is just working there and training with them? And, of course, your father and your brother made you a better fighter to this point. I mean, 12-0 with 10 knockouts.
Yeah, that gym, man, there's a lot of good talent there. You're always just learning. There's just a lot of different fighters. You're just sparring a lot of different styles. So you just continue just to learn.
Did you think at just 12 professional fights that you'd be fighting on a pay-per-view?
No. This is definitely happened like sooner than I thought.
Dream come true for you? As you kind of check things, obviously you'd like to headline a pay-per-view, but as you go along the path, are things going, let me ask you that then, are things going along the path that you envisioned for yourself in your career?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just putting in the work and it's just showing and good things are coming. So yeah, I just can't wait for what the future has for me.
Lastly, what can the fans expect from you? I mean, you've been in the bubble, knocking guys out. Everyone's kind of seen you on ESPN, ESPN Plus, now on pay-per-view, bigger stage. What can the fans watching worldwide expect from Raymond Murataya?
Just a good fight, I feel like I'm different than a lot of fighters. I have a lot of skills, and I think I'm a show that on Saturday night.
And last-minute opponent switch. I know I said last question, but you were preparing for Steven Ortiz, and then you're going to fight Elias Araujo. Any quick study on him?
Yeah, I know. He's an aggressive fighter. Nothing I haven't seen before. I'm prepared for anything, so I'll be good.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you open up the show on Saturday night. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to move on to the second fight. As Bob mentioned, this one for the WBO Global and WBC Continental America's middleweight title, the first of the 2 middleweight fights on the undercard. Hassan, I'll start with you. Nice to see you. You look very sharp today. Thanks for dressing up. I feel a little underdressed for the occasion now. But look, big stage, right? Big opportunity for you. What does this mean to you to be back here in the spotlight, fighting on arguably, one of the biggest fights of the year?
First of all, I want to thank God, Allah, to bring me here today in face of all of you. And I want to thank my team who take care of me to training, to be ready. I want to thank my partner who helped me to have a good preparation. Thank Bob Arum for this opportunity, for this fight. I want to thank my opponent who tell me to the social media, who remember to me to the social media to be ready for the fight. Do you think I'm not ready, baby? Look at me. I'm ready, baby. You know, I'm ready to face you Saturday. You have too many energy to lose to the wrong place. Saturday night, I'm going to respond to you in the ring, baby. Be ready. I think you're ready. So we have to be two to do the good fight. So I hope you're ready.
All right, let me translate that to Kazakh. So basically, no, I'm just kidding. We'll leave that to Buddy McGirt. But Hassan, let me ask you, at this point in your career, you get a phone call to take on somebody like this, who is an Olympian, who's been knocking guys out, you know, maybe looking at you as a gatekeeper. What made you so, yes, I'm going to take this fight. I'm ready for it, no question.
When they proposed me this fight, I pick it directly straight away because it's a world champion amateur boxer. It's a good level fighter, you know. So it's gonna be a good fight for me. It's gonna be a good opportunity for me. If I won this fight, like I know, I'm gonna push to the another world championship. So that's why I picked this fight, because it's some opportunity for me.
And I'd imagine middleweight is more of a natural weight class for you, right, than fighting up at 168?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good in middleweight class. Super middleweight was opportunity that I picked, but my very well weight class is middleweight.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Merci. That's all I got for you. All right, over here to Janibek, who we're going to work through some translators. And Buddy's speaking some Kazakh now, right, Buddy?
Yes.
All right. So Buddy, that fight for Janibek against Rob Brandt, what do you feel like, or what did he feel like that proved to everybody with that spectacular performance?
I believe he proved that he's ready for anybody in the top 5 in the world, any world champion.
Janibek, what do you think?
Yeah. Бұл жерге біз бокс әлеміне қазақ стайлды тарихта қалдыру үшін келдік. Бұл жерде Мексикан стайл сияқты бізде өз өнерімізді осы жақта көрсетіп тарихта қалғымыз келеді. Және де 200 салмақ бойынша әлем чемпионы болғымыз келеді. Қазір сол мақсатта жұмыс істеп жатырмыз.
Got that, Buddy?
Okay, he said, I'm here to show the world Kazakh style. He wants to put Kazakh style on the map in boxing, not like all the other styles. And his goal is not only to be a 1-division world champion, he wants to be a 4-division world champion.
A 4-division world champion. Well, how close does he feel like he is right now to a world title shot at middleweight?
He thinks he should have got a shot yesterday.
All right. Right? That's how, I mean, he's right, I know.
Әр жекпе-жекке 100% дайын болып келеміз. Бұл біздің былай айтқанда чемпиондық титулдарға деген қадамымыз. Біздің команда, мен бұйырса сенбі күні жақсы шоу көрсетеміз.
He says that he prepared 100% for each fight, and he doesn't want to fight former world champions. He wants to fight present world champions.
How does he get one step closer to that on Saturday night? What does he need to do to beat an experienced fighter who's fought in multiple weight classes in Hassan and Dam?
Бұл жерде жақсы қарсылас, бұрынғы әлем чемпионы, бірақ маған бұрынғы әлем чемпиондары керек емес, маған қазіргі әлем чемпиондары керек. Сондықтан да бұл жекпе-жек біз үшін бұйырса ең жеңіл жекпе-жек болады.
He said that he's a former champion, he's a good champion, but it's easy work for him, and that he's ready to show the world Saturday night.
All right, he's saying easy work. We will see. come Saturday night. That's why you need to buy that pay-per-view on ESPN+. Thank you guys so much. Thank you both. As we move now to the co-main event, Esquiva Falcao and Patrice Volney. And Patrice, undefeated 16-0 with 10 knockouts, but hasn't been exposed much to the U.S. audience. This will be not only your U.S. debut, but your debut outside of your native Canada. What can the American fans expect from you on Saturday night?
First of all, I want to say thank you to Bob. Thank you to my team. Thank you to everyone today. So, what to expect from Canada? People don't really.
People that haven't had a chance to really see you work.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody really sees me from the outside because I've been fighting in Canada, Toronto, Montreal most of the time. But I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. So I'm ready to fight. So there's nothing can stop me now. At this level, we're ready. We've been working a lot. And we're at the stage today in Vegas. We can't believe, like I can say, we here today. So we make something big. And for sure, if we got a box, we got a box. If we got to fight, we got to fight. And we're ready for everything.
So you can do both. You would describe yourself as
as
a boxer puncher first, more of an aggressive fighter.
We'll see.
Whatever you got to do to get the job done. Well, what you did do is come to Las Vegas early.
Yeah.
Get some work in at Split T Boxing, correct?
Yes.
What has that experience been like for you these past couple?
It's a good experience. You know, it's my first time. I went to California the first time. It's been a couple of years before to train. And now we're in Vegas, so it's the big city, the boxing city. So we learned a lot from each boxer, everybody around. And I think it's only positive for me, only positive from my side to be able to box here, learn more about people experience too. And we don't have to adapt, so that's why we come that early. So it's pretty good.
Makes sense, right? And this is an IBF middleweight title eliminator. Bob mentioned what's on the line.
Yeah.
Should you win this fight? Obviously, big smile from you there. What's it going to take against an experienced fighter in Esquiva Falcao to get that opportunity, to get past him and get a world title shot? I know it's a dream of yours.
Yes. It's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
I had a few opportunities in the past, but COVID happened, everything happened, so everything went a little bit down. But, hey, like we said, opportunity don't happen every day. So when you got them, you got to take them, and that's what we're here for. We've been working a long time. We've been working for many years because that's why boxers working for those opportunities. So we're ready. We know he's a good boxer, everything, but we ain't scared none.
All right, Patrice, thank you for being here. We're looking forward to seeing you work.
Merci.
Bob? Yeah.
I just want to say this whole card will be shown on pay-per-view in Canada in the usual way by people having the opportunity to buy it on the Bell cable system, Rogers cable system throughout Canada. They will make it available to everybody in Canada. In the United States, it will be exclusively on ESPN+, but in Canada, it's on pay-per-view in the usual way.
That will make
Don't
people
forget
at home.
French too.
And in French, too, right?
That's amazing. We can see in Canada.
Absolutely. Worldwide audience we're expecting for this fight card, and I'm sure in Brazil, people will be tuning in too as we go to the man on my right, Esquiva Falcao. 28-0, 20 knockouts. I feel like we've been doing this for a very long time. Guardy, do you have a mic? Oh, okay. How are you? Nice to see you.
I'm fine, thank you.
Here we go. 12-round fight, co-main event, pay-per-view card. How excited are you for this opportunity to finally get in a title eliminator, one step closer to your dream?
Co-main event, luta sempre principal. Como é que você está se sentindo para essa luta?
Primeiramente, quero agradecer a Top Rank por essa oportunidade e eu estou muito feliz e pode ter certeza que eu estou vindo muito bem preparado para dar o melhor combate da noite.
I want to first of all thank you Top Rank, thank you Bob Arum for this opportunity, and you can be sure that I'm very well prepared and I will bring the win to Brazil.
What has your preparation been like with Robert at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy? Who have you been sparring, and what has your preparation been like for this title eliminator?
Como tem sido seu treino, sua preparação, seus sparring com o Robert?
Usei os melhores treinadores, melhores atletas, né? E melhores sparres, porque eu sei que é uma luta muito importante para mim e eu vou fazer história. O treinamento foi bastante reforçado, um treinamento bastante duro, que agora eu estou pronto para a guerra.
I had one of the best training in the world, the best sparring, the best seconds and everything. I training hard, I sparring hard, and now you bring the title to Brazil.
After your last fight, I would imagine you looked at Bob and Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman, and you went like this, right? Meaning you're ready to get that belt. What is it going to take on Saturday night to walk away with that?
Na última luta, ela viu você depois da luta mostrando pro Bob, pro Bruce e pro
Brad,
que você queria a luta pelo título. E agora, o que você tem em mente?
Eu treinei muito para essa luta. Minha luta anterior foi contra o russo, bastante duro, onde tinha perdido para os campeões do mundo por ponto. Eu acabei nocauteando no quarto assalto. Eu falei, chegou minha oportunidade. Eu quero conquistar. E agora eu estou pronto. Eu acho que essa luta vai me levar até o título. E vai ter ninguém que vai me tirar ela. Então pode ter certeza que eu vou chegar em cima do ringue como um leão. Eu estou aqui como um leão e vou lá conseguir a vitória.
My last fight was against the Russian, as a very tough opponent. He never been knocked out. He fought for world title, and I throw him out in the fourth. So I'm prepared. Nobody will take this opportunity from me. I want the title shot, and I will get it.
He's confident he's going to get a world title shot, Bob. You mentioned him fighting a mandatory for the winner of Murata and Triple G. That's kind of what you thought, and that was hopefully the path for him all along, right? Was trying to make that rematch from the Olympians. Obviously, Murata has a tough test against Triple G, but either guy, that's a makeable fight for.
The winners of each of these fights will be mandatory for different organizations, and each of them will have a crack at the world title. So there's no reason to believe that there will be any hesitation by these organizations. They follow through on their commitments. So I would anticipate that the winners of each of these two fights will be fighting for a world title, and that maybe Christmas of 2022 or earlier we'll have a unification fight where they can fight each other, the winners, because I think they would have a great chance of becoming champion, and then they would look forward, because they're warriors, to unifying the titles.
All right. Well, as we see in our main event, I mean, when the mandatories and everything works out, everybody works together, great fights can be made. And great fights will be brought to you on Saturday night from the Michelob ULTRA Arena right here at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and live exclusively on ESPN Plus pay-per-view in the United States. Early undercard starting at 3 p.m. Pacific time, streaming on the ESPN app. Then the two TV fights on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus starting at 4, and then our pay-per-view will start at 6 p.m. local time. I think we've covered it all, right, Bob?
We certainly have.
Absolutely. Let's go. We're going to pose you guys off for some photos now, and we'll see you all tomorrow at the weigh-ins. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I'm Christina Poncher for Bob Arum and Top Rank. We'll see you at the weigh-ins tomorrow. Okay, you can just...